Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Blue 18. 45. One.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Alert 3. Check three.
Now Joe Mixon. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Slam. Check 49. Whoa.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, team.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, as we've got a great one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon.
Let's go. Watch the twist. Hatchet.
The first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Check the backer.
Throwing is Mariota. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. No catches for him in the wild card win last week, but he's got a first quarter grab here.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Check safety.
Working out of the gun, Mariota. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Check.
On second down, Mariota again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that last penalty makes his 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
We got to get the stop here, D. Show it up. Shoot. Check. Clock. 45 to Mike. And we heavy on the edges,
Mariota again. He finds Beckham complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here, too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Undercut. Watch the twist.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Mike, 45.
and will try the right side. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down.
Stand up in. Hey, check.
Here's Mariota. And that is incomplete.
That's a good job there, creating the contact, the forcing completion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. Not the touchdown they wanted, but hey, you're on the road in the playoffs. They did get 3 on the board.
Yeah, it's a good opening drive, so you feel good about it yourself. You get to the sidelines. The defense feels good about you helping them right out of the gate. The team, yeah, they feel pretty good about coming in the playoffs and getting points on the board right away.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Let's go now. 6 yards. Let it roll. Yeah. Boys, how you to the right? Move. You got 3. 3 down. 3 down.
On 1st down, Swift. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. And this one goes nowhere, losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Got you, boy. I got you, boy. Slam, slam, slam. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come here, switch it.
Mariota now. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Cleveland Farrell able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some
That's
space.
going to be a long day. He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming. Double up.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Six guys. Check six guys.
They'll run on first down. Swift. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He was brought down by Eli.
Switch.
It's a pickup of 6.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Ronnie Harrison on the tackle.
They're going to need some therapy.
A 2-yard
On 3rd down, Swift. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right. Hey. We got 3 down. 3 down.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. On first down, Swift, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. On 2nd down, Swift, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Swift, and he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football. They just swore and stopped them for almost no gain.
So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Cleveland Farrell able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
2nd down.
They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's make these babies crawl. Kill. One. Kill. SOS.
Mariota to throw. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Their own 18-yard line.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, are you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
You got tight right there.
Now a give, right side. Swift. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Set, ready. Now the 1, 3. Check. 40, go. I'm coming. 43's the mic. 43's the mic. Watch the screen.
Third down. Here's Haskins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
31-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Well, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 38-yard line.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend.
Check 24.
From the 38, Mariota. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Third and short yardage. Mariota. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, and he's got a first down on that effort. Now Mariota. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, we got 4. Set. Race no trap. Race no trap.
Again, it's Mariota. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Brian Burns. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Third and long here for Mariota. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. Don't get nervous.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 6 there on first. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch, maybe you move some motion, maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
20, seal that. Seal that. Seal that.
Now here's Pollard, and he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point forthcoming. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Strong left. Hey. We got 3. 3 down. Under 10, under 10, 10. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Swift. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports Halftime Report. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway.
There we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. He's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Down. 70 ending. 43. Quit talking about it and wing it. Wahoo. 43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 43 is the mic. Here we go. Here we go. 43 is the mic, boy. 43.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Check, 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 check.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always...
Here comes, and he lost the football. Mario had it drive loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
3 down, 3 down.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Mike's 43. Mike's 43.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
43 is the Mike. 43 is the Mike.
And the blitz does come. Wide open receiver complete. That's good for a first down. Here's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Buddy up. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Take 4. Take 4.
22, jet cover. 22, jet cover. Check. Lucky.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
2 yards. It's 3rd and 9.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
Mike's 41. Mike's 43. 43 is the Mike. 43 is the Mike.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And this throw will be intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. A little juke. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard
Right.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Mike's 43. Mike's 43.
From the 27, Haskins. Room here to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Go, let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Fowler showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
To try again after the sack. Haskins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
You're not ready. 43 is the mic.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Off. 3 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic. All day, baby. All day.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Haskins uncorks one for Davis. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
Well, that's the relief that you still have the lead.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sand. Brian Burns able to put an end to that play, and in so doing, puts an end to this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Tighten up. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mariota will let it go deep for Beckham. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Atlanta. And even 60 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use momentum to launch another one.
And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Giving 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Mixer. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Ooh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And the Seahawks looks like they've recovered. They have. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams,
and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A big play there. 44 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Now McManus for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
25 yards that time.
Falcons.
Ready? One, two.
Here we go. Strong right. Strong right. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
Mariota now from the 50. He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mariota. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
From the midfield stripe, they look to throw. Powerful running. This is caught. It's Cooks. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that cat?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. It's caught by OBJ. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Odell Beckham, 26 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Thought it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And look at this. They come right back with a big shot downfield. And mark him down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 58 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Jacobs. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they have no answer.
So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here, because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them, but you identified an open target and put it right on him.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. They'll run on first down. Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Throwing on second down, Mariota. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. Mariota now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. Not able to go anywhere that time. Second down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. They'll throw again. Mariota. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. C.J. Uzomah there to make the grab. And the Falcons push further out in front. Now the extra point. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
With that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs.
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
when we're at it, the stuff she used to preserve.
The same. It smells terrible. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Another try after the first down sack. Haskins. And now here's another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
Mariota here to throw. He gets it to Cooks. A gain there of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On 2nd and 9. Mariota. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
45.
Mariota to throw for it on 4th. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. Well, on both sides, you come into this game with so much hope, so much build-up, looking to move on. One side gets to do that, but let's not forget the others. Tough pill to swallow.
It really is, because there's so much hard work, effort. You mentioned the hope to go on and maybe play in the big game itself. Well, let's see how they handle it, though. The offseason is going to be a long one for them because they're going to eat their heart out watching other people continue to play. But can they come back the next year and find it in them to make that same run again and maybe find a way to advance?
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Seattle, so long, everybody.